Hey guys, so another video coming here that's been a long time in the making, a long time waiting, but partially because this is another review. And one of the things, if you haven't figured this out, anytime I'm doing reviews, I want to make sure that I've really had a chance to put whatever it is through its paces. I have a literal list of reviews that are coming together. And this isn't a review channel per se, but I like talking about stuff that I enjoy using. This one is not sponsored, just to put that out there at all. In fact, this particular thing was a gift from my wife, which there's partially a story on that. This one is the Kendall Gray gut hook pocket knife, or the KG pocket knife. You can already see the thing that makes it unique. But before I even get into that, I have to tell the story. So this was a Christmas present last year. So we're coming at about a year ago that I got this knife. And when I got my deer last year, which we're, again, in full swing on deer season now. But when I got the deer last year, we just gotten it. We were working on, getting ready to process it and all. And my wife looks over at me and she's like, what knives are you going to need? And I said, well, I'm going to need, I've got my big skinning knife and everything. I'm kind of thinking it through. And she reaches over literally under the Christmas tree and reaches over and hands me a little package and says, will this help? And she's kind of laughing. And I unwrapped it and it was this knife. And needless to say, that deer, that video is right there, wherever the card's coming at you from. But this knife was awesome for that because of the gut hook. So I'm going to flip the camera around and kind of show you the knife itself a little bit in a little more detail, and we can get into that part of the story. All right, so here is the knife. Nice little B-roll style pan and zoom here. But, and also the deck, the new deck. That's what I'm standing on now. There's a long story behind that that'll probably make its way on the channel eventually. Anyhow, though, kind of your standard pocket knife length, and the gut hook in particular. So that's one of the things that really makes this knife unique. Because I actually did a Google search. There's only one other folding pocket knife with a gut hook that I could find. And it was actually a good bit more expensive than this one. This is not going to be, I will say outright, this is not going to be your, super duper high quality steel knife. That's not what Kendall even makes these knives out to be. They're just awesome knives that hold up pretty well and can be, if necessary, disposable. And so the gut hook, what you use that component for is for when you have a deer and you're working on getting it processed, you can use that to cut the deer open a lot more easily. It's literally like opening a zipper. And also, while you're at it, it's also really, really handy for opening, I don't know, packages, Amazon packages. Just flip it around, slice open the tape, and there you go. So I've used this like crazy already this year. I mean, you can see a little bit of the some of the scuffing and stuff on it, but it's a really good daily driver knife because you can use it in a lot of different ways. So I'll flip the camera back around here and kind of keep explaining. But notice one particular thing. The clip is done in a different way than I've ever seen. You got the lanyard thing here. The clip is actually on the skinny end, not the fat end. Usually, you would have a clip on this end with most knives. It makes it unique. Sometimes, if you've got a really small pocket you're fitting it into, it makes it a little hard to fit in. But honestly, it's great. I mean, it's a really, really great knife. So, it's, of course, the price. That's always a big thing. $30, $29.99 on Kendall's shop. And I keep saying Kendall as if I know him. He's another YouTuber. Never had the privilege of meeting him. Kendall, if you're watching this, please, yes. Up in Kentucky. Really cool channel. Highly, highly recommend his stuff. This is actually a KG thing as well. He's got some apparel and stuff. Really good stuff. Anyhow, the price on this one is actually the same as his knives without the gut hook. So if you don't feel like you need a gut hook, you can get that too. There's only 2 color options, both of them in a camo style for the gut hook. There's a lot of other color options for the non-gut hook variety. That, I will say, is actually my only complaint with this. Y'all know how I feel about this when it comes to wood stuff. There needs to be a blaze orange version of the gut hook knife. So Kendall, if you're watching this, please. Anyhow, so like I said, really highly recommend it. It's great. It comes good and sharp. I mean, any knife, I'm not going to show you the sharpness test. Any knife is pretty much going to be the same as long as you keep it sharp. But it does a really good job. Like I said, a really good daily driver kind of knife, good knock around in the woods knife. You know, you're not gonna be kicking yourself if you accidentally break it or use it a little rough. So also on occasion, because Kendall's got multiple channels, if you watch the KG Gaming channel on occasion, there's a coupon code he'll throw on that particular channel. I won't tell you what it is, but for 10% off. So if you check that out, you may be able to get a good deal. Sometimes they'll do Black Friday stuff, so keep an eye out for that. But like I said, really highly recommend this. It's been really, really awesome. And especially having that gut hook in a pocket knife form factor, it's surprisingly hard to find. Usually they're fixed blade, not in this more pocket knife folding form factor. Also quickly, it is not spring loaded, but it does have a liner lock. I'm not going to fold it back one-handed here, but if you flick it, it'll come open if you pull the lever as well and you flick it right. So like I said, really, really good feel, really, really good knife. So highly, highly recommend that. And I'm apparently repeating a lot of words over and over again. English is hard, all that good stuff. But anyhow, so that's the KG gut hook pocket knife. Like I said, got some other reviews in the works, so keeping a lookout for that. Still in the throes of deer season, so keep a lookout for that as well. But until then, check out his stuff, check out other videos, all that good stuff.